So I promised to be really honest on this channel as to what entrepreneurship behind the scenes looks like sometimes, which means the good and the bad. Welcome back, folks. Entrepreneurship with Veronica. I'm Veronica. Nice to see you all. So I've stated on this channel before that I want to be bringing you the behind the scenes of entrepreneurship, and I want to be really honest about it. It doesn't behoove you just to give you tips and tricks and also to give you the highs of the highs. That's a lot of what social media is doing right now, is just showing you all the best, all the fancy, all the pretty. And entrepreneurship has its down days too. It has its hardships just as much as it has its highs. Now, I feel personally that the highs outweigh the down days 10 to 1, but sometimes things are not as ideal. They just don't go the way we want them to. In particular, I just had my first Reddit AMA. And so for those of you that aren't on Reddit or you don't know what an AMA is, Reddit is like front page of the internet, basically. It's where just everything lands. Think chat forums of the early aughts, but like off the hook. And an AMA is Ask Me Anything. I've done AMAs before on other platforms and they went great. People were super curious about my book, about my work as an entrepreneur, and asking pretty positive, uplifting questions, and rather curious about themselves. You know, how do I do X, Y, or Z like you have, or what would you advise on this scenario? So I was really enthusiastic and excited about doing my own Reddit AMA, and we worked so hard to make it like just right. Like we went over the copy, we got it scheduled on the calendar, and like just got everything super organized. And maybe that's why it wasn't as well received. It just, first of all, there were almost no participants, which was really sad because Reddit has thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of users, and most of them subscribe to the AMA thread. Just the silence alone was a real bummer because I worked really hard on my book. I worked really hard to create an AMA that would be interesting to people who are both in the millennial and Gen Z spectrum, but also in baby boomers, which there's not a lot of baby boomers on Reddit, but there are some and I see them around. And then the people who were asking questions, some were positive, but most were critical questions. Like, who do you think you are? Or how does talking about technology save lives? Which I've never pretended to be saving lives with my book. So that was confusing. My friend likes to say that the internet loves to hate people equally. And that may be true, but I do like to have a mildly rosier vision of the world than that. But it just, so many things with my book have gone so great. My TED Talk was amazing. I've gotten awards lately, and opportunities have been coming out of the woodwork like mad, things I can't even share yet. So to have this experience, which I have aspired to for a while, just kind of flop, left me feeling just sad. And that's okay, because, you know, again, it's the internet, it's a moment. It doesn't really matter that much. It was just a conversation that we were trying to have that didn't go well. That happens all the time in our personal lives. But it was just a little bit of a shock and surprise. I honestly felt a little bit embarrassed even. It cast doubt into the work that I've done. And I know that my book has touched hundreds, thousands of lives. I hear it so often, especially since my TED Talk came out. But in that moment, I didn't feel like it. In that moment, it felt a little bit like a failure. Yeah, grand scheme of things, really doesn't matter, really doesn't make a difference. I know what I've done, my book's amazing, it's out there in the world, people are reading it, people are experiencing new things in their lives because of it. and that's all one can wish for. And so it's taken me a while. This was actually a couple months ago, so it took me a while to even like share. And maybe you all think I made a big deal of nothing. I tend to be sometimes a little bit more sensitive than I should be, and I am working on that. I just thought I would share like a disappointing moment, because not every moment as an entrepreneur is pie in the sky. I just had a conversation with another entrepreneur yesterday who is like trying to give up, and I'm not her coach, so I couldn't like dig in and do a whole lot as far as like, let's figure this out, let's fix it. But what I could say was, like sometimes it's hard and you have to take a break and you come back to it. And so yeah, my point is entrepreneurship isn't all like pie in the sky, rosy flowers all the time. It's pretty darn great and I love it a lot, but there's just moments where you're like, what am I doing right now? Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know if that was useful for anybody. This is definitely not a tips or tricks video. This is absolutely more of a like vlog behind the scenes. So just let me know what you think. Like, does it help you to know that sometimes things don't go quite right, but like I'm still alive, I'm still doing my work, everything's still moving along? Does it help to know that? Or do you just want like the rosy lens stuff? Just let me know. I'm super curious. I'm very happy to share, again, as I said, because I just want to be honest. By the way, quick preview, we've got a few Entrepreneurs in Conversation episodes coming up soon. They're on the schedule, and I'm looking forward to having some fun again. I know that series has kind of like died off, and now that it's springtime, it's time to revive it. So I look forward to bringing that to you guys as well. Okay, that's what I've got. I'll talk to you all later.